Patrick Bet-David just got completely destroyed and humiliated on his own show. I think we all realize after this debate that PBD is one of those dudes who we all think is smart, logical, and fair until he sits across somebody who is smart, logical, and fair.
You're part of the lucky 5,000 people
I agree.
in the Middle East.
I feel like I'm the luckiest man alive living in America.
Okay, and that was George Bush Sr.
Yes.
I'm not a man I'm a fan of, but he did that.
Sure.
He understood the response, as did Reagan.
Yep.
You know, Donald Trump since October has allowed in 6,069 refugees only. Not 122,000, only 6,069. And do you know that 6,066, 99.9% of them are from white South Africa? Only 3 are Afghan. That's the numbers.
Are you serious?
That's a fact.
Okay, you're serious.
Pull it up, Rob. 6,000 refugees. All of them are white South Africans fleeing from an
The
imagination.
previous guy brought more people than 4 presidents combined.
Hold on, he brought in 125,000
He's trying to
refugees.
say, guys,
Can I finish?
time out. Let's get back
100
to our people.
We're talking about refugees. Refugees are different. It's not about jobs. Refugees, your
Give me
international
specific,
obligation.
like you're talking
The refugee
H-1B,
program.
green card, which one are you talking?
Refugees,
Okay, got it.
vetted by, the vetted program.
Sure.
Where you're vetted abroad. You check you're not a terrorist, all of that stuff.
That's
what
what we
happened
did.
to you?
Yes, 18
Biden
months
did it
ago.
too. He allowed 125,000 people. He upped the cap.
Okay.
Trump dropped the cap with Stephen Miller to 7,500.
Okay.
And since October, he allowed in 6,069, according to the
I
Washington
want to know
Post.
where you're going with this.
He allowed in only 3 Afghans and 6,066 white people from South Africa. The 2 things I would say about that. Number 1, that's racist. You let in 99.9% of your refugees are white people who are not refugees, and you don't allow people from Iran, Iraq, Syria.
I'm not here to mitigate the obvious. Like, if you don't see MAGA being anti-immigration, unless it's white South Africans being a very indication that they're racist, then I'm not here to convince you, bro. You're clearly not interested in having an honest conversation. But here's where the conversation gets ridiculous. PBD spends a lot of time on his podcast demonizing and vilifying immigrants who come here seeking asylum. Some of those immigrants have to cross the border illegally to seek asylum, to apply for asylum. But when they apply, they get released until their next court date. Now, PBD vilify and demonize these people. Now, I'm not pro illegal immigration. I don't think anybody is. But at times, desperate people do desperate things. And crossing the border is just that. PBD spends a lot of time going off on these people, going a tad bit beyond just being against it. Well, he treats these people and he talks about them as if they're literal evil villains in the story of America. But Mehdi Hassan is so brilliant, he was able to get PBD, after being cornered, to admit and confess that he would do the exact same thing these people would do if he was in their position. So the 90% of his shows vilifying these people as if they're evil villains has been exposed as an absolute grift. Because if you would do the exact same thing these people would do if you were put in their position, then you talking about them in the manner you talk about them as a minority is clearly you grift into the dominant society.
The second point is, Donald Trump wouldn't have allowed you into this country, and yet you sit and support. You voted for him 3 times. Donald Trump would not have allowed little Patrick Bet-David into this country. How do you feel about that?
You're so funny.
A genuine question.
You are so funny.
It's a genuine question.
He wouldn't have let little Patrick Bet-David.
No Iranians were allowed in this year. So how would you have gotten
You know what would have happened? We would have waited 1 more year, 2 more years.
for a Democrat to come and let you in?
Bush Sr. let us in. He was a Republican.
For a better
Don't act like
Republican. Okay, for a
no,
better
no,
Republican.
no, but that's
A
not
non-racist
That's not the
Republican.
point.
Before we get this video started, if you want to learn how I made $142,000 from YouTube this month, join my community by clicking a link in the description. That's where I give you guys all the tools to grow on YouTube and make money, as well as offer you guys the opportunity to make videos with me, to do joint videos, joint reactions that get posted on both our channels. I also promote your videos on my social media pages. Don't you want to work with me? Like, click the link in my description to join my community. Let's get started. Let's grind. Let's make money together.
The part that
That is the point. He did not allow in
it's not.
Iranians,
Issue
Iraqi,
Mehdi.
Donald Trump has blocked refugees like yourself. Patrick Bet-David would not have been allowed into
I would find a way to get
under
you.
Donald
You don't
Trump.
know me.
You would have come in illegal.
I would
You're
have come
pro-illegal immigration.
so
This
funny.
is so
I
interesting
would have
today.
made it here,
Patrick,
buddy.
you heard it here.
Legal.
You're going to clip Ilhan
I
Omar,
would've
clip
made it
that.
here legal.
Patrick Bet-David said if he
Post-
wasn't allowed
post it up,
illegally,
some fun with you.
he would come in illegally.
The difference
You heard
between
it.
you and I.
That tiny moment on that podcast kind of reveals 2 things. One, the PBD has a crab in the barrel mentality that you see from a lot of minorities, is when they make it to the top, they start adopting language like, grab yourself up out the bootstraps. They start kicking the ladder from the top so other minorities and other people who look like them don't come to the top. PBD's doing the exact same thing, right? PBD, who has admitted, hey, I would have came here illegally if I had to. I would have found a way here. They wouldn't have been able to keep me out. But because he's here and because he got a lot of handouts from the government, because he was brought here, right? And he has openly admitted his parents was on government assistance, when they got here. He got successful. And now he's supporting policy that's keeping people like him out. Right? You understand how cruel that is.
He is not.
Now, you don't have to support, right, all immigration or immigration at all. But you do have to understand the absurdity of being PBD or looking at somebody like PBD say, if I was in their shoes, I would do what they do. Yet I'm going to spend a large percentage of my podcast talking about these people as if they're absolute filth, they're villains, they're evil for doing what they did. It's absurd and it doesn't make sense whatsoever. But this is not the only time, your PBD looks absolutely dumb. He outclassed them every way possible on every debate, every single topic. You start to think, PBD is like a serious political commentator. Like, y'all really take him seriously? Somebody that got deconstructed, destroyed in this fashion? And so y'all consider one of the leaders in political commentary on the right?
Do you think the West, when it comes down to West, Muslims can coexist with the West? I'm curious.
I'm Muslim.
Okay.
What do you think?
Do you think they can coexist?
Do you think I can coexist with
I think you can coexist.
Why me?
Educated, you're a worker, you're now a capitalist, you're contributing, you're creating jobs. I would say you're net positive.
Do you not think most Muslims do that?
I don't think depending on where they're coming from, they don't, because if their countries did a good job, why would they leave it?
White supremacist talking point don't look well on people of color, bro. It just don't look well, man. Because, PBD don't even believe these things he's saying, bro. It's like he's trying to cook, he's trying to grip for his white supremacist, racist audience. But when he's cornered on any one of these talking points, it just breaks down. What do you mean? Hey, can Muslims adapt to Western society? And what do you mean by adapt? Hey, man, can they get jobs? Can they work hard? Can they what? You think the majority of Muslims don't work hard? Like, you think the majority of Muslims in this country, forget the other, let's talk about, the millions of Muslims in this country. You think the majority of the...
So that's how it is?
This dude said, I respect you. He said, why? I'm a Muslim. He said, because you smart, you educated, and you create jobs for people. And he said, you don't think all Muslims do that? And he said, nah. He said, why would they do that? And he said, they do, and they love, Muslims do, and they love where they come from. He said, no, because if they love where they come from, why would they leave it? What? Bro, are you the racist? No, that's different. You the racist motherfucker. No. Mhm.
The tens of millions of Muslims in this country don't work hard, don't got a job, don't contribute to society. It doesn't make sense whatsoever, right? And the question itself is so asinine that, when Mahdi gives even the tiniest pushback, he starts to draw back and draw back and draw back and concede and concede and concede. It's like, bruh, he wants to be a white supremacist so bad. It's just not fitting, bruh. Your heart not in it, champ. It's just not in it, bruh.
It comes down to Muslims. 2020 vote to 2024.
I love you. You did whatever you did. Came back to Muslim. Why are you obsessed with Muslim? Because you left Iran.
You're raising your voice. Why are you screaming? I'm sitting right across from you, bro. Let's act American, not Middle Eastern.
You shouted earlier.
Out of curiosity, you have two people to choose as a candidate. One is a hardcore Republican capitalist, pro-Trump guy who's a Muslim. Second one is a hardcore socialist, progressive, liberal who is a Christian. Which do you vote for?
Obviously, I vote for the person whose values and policies I support. I don't vote based on religion.
PBD asking that question with a straight face, as if that question was a difficult one. Oh, that's a stumper one. Oh, I got a question for him. Would you vote for somebody with your religion who believed in everything you are opposed, or somebody who's not your religion who sides with everything you believe in? He asked that as if that was difficult. That's because he's infested with this MAGA cult-like mentality, and he can't believe to fathom that people who don't vote with a monolith, that people who don't vote with this cult hive actually exist. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, you can bastard. This dude, this dude said, this dude said, dang, here you go, right back with the Muslim shit. He said, here you go, right back with the Muslim shit. He was like, can we get off the Muslim shit there? You seem so fascinated with the Muslim shit. It's like you in love with Muslims. Like, I know you my red, but damn, like, shit is quite over here, man. Somebody who like you.
Everybody's got a right to love. The choice you make, it ain't no piece of cake. Ain't no motherfucking piece of pie. Love's only reason.
White guy.
Give us all something to feel. You gotta turn yourself in. My dad's in a lot of trouble, but you can help him. All you have to do is wait here. He'll be home any minute.
Can't do that, little man. I'm not going back in. Not for Isaiah, not for you.
And then do it for yourself. You've done so much bad shit, you probably think it's too late to change, but it's not. As long as you're alive, you can still make choices. You can't change anything you've done. You can't bring Josiah back, but you can still save your other son.
I think when the kids just came in here, I think they
It's your dad.
just put it in.
He can't find you in here with me.
Wait, what are you doing?
Sit tight there. I am your dad. Don't come out until we go.
Wait, for what?
My speech. Son, I can see what kind of man you're going to be.
Said what?
Wait, Grandpa.
No, this is when you had them looking up in the closet for something.
Oh, I never had them looking at that.
TJ was looking for something and Kimaya, big Kimaya.
Right. It's unlimited cash back, Gary. Oh, man. With the U.S. Bank Smartly Visa Signature Card, you can earn unlimited 2% cash back on every purchase. Surprise! Unlimited 2% cash back includes lead flows. Surprise! 2% cash back on every purchase.
No surprises. Unlimited 2% cash back on every purchase.
Not even roll up here.
It should be some
We can still
You're not
work
seeing
it
stuff
out.
that's still in the bag.
You gonna shoot me the cop's house? Go ahead and look for you. Knock this shit out. I've been thinking about this since you boy killed my friend and all my life. This is exactly I don't know nothing about that. What I do know is your ass could be in Mexico by now. You wasting time worrying about me when you're coming back here. She's going to you black ass back in jail. I'm never going back to jail for this. Boy, I know. Hey, hi. Listen, that Michael. Hey, sure. It's going to be coming. You don't have any noise, but just hold it for me. Take the silence. And the fact that this was never going to go. Now you can stop. Checkmate. Fuck. Yeah. What? What? Look at me. What happened? Are you okay? What happened? I said something to talk. That's what. I said, what did you do? Did you get a gun?
Captain Styles, everyone out. This is a crime scene. Okay, keep the Styles family separated. I'll be out to take statements later. Well, I know what happened here. He's a suspect. They're both suspects.
Kill our father. Yes, we know. Okay. So, no, it's just once.
I can see it. What are you doing to my son? I'm taking him downtown for questioning. Noah, don't talk to anybody. Don't you say a word, okay? Do you hear me? Did not shoot his grandfather. Your son's at a crime scene with a dead body and a gun in his hands. Well, maybe it was an accident. Maybe it was self-defense, but I don't know what happened here, and I come here to do my job. Now get out of my way. No. You would at least let me ride with him. He is a minor. I can't let you do that. I can't let you conform your stories. Conform our stories? Can you just stay here until we're done with the crime scene? You bet. Harper, will you take Noah Styles downtown for me? Noah, I'm going to call your grandparents, and as soon as they get here, I will be right there. Do you hear me, baby? Yeah, I need you inside.
You took me downtown. You're my partner. You know me.
I was your partner, Isaiah. But I don't know who you are anymore. You've been chasing your father off you trying to get to him before us.
Saved his life not to take it, crew. Call your father did this. And you know, so we can get away.
Get in the car, Isaiah.
Hold on. Officer, you drive my car back down RHD. I'm taking your squad car. Isaiah, get in the back. Go!
You're not taking him.
You really think he did this? I've known this man his whole life.
And that's why I think you can't be objective. Your judgment is compromised. I should be in charge of this investigation.
It's all right, Cruz. I'll let you take the lead. But think about this. Isaiah could have killed his father anytime, anywhere. But at his own house in front of his child, you think that tracks? And if Isaiah is right, and you let Wilder escape while you're in charge, your career is over. And just so we're clear, while I'm still captain, I say what the fuck I take downtown.
Hey, put an APB on Uncle Tim Wilder. You think Wilder did this? Just do it. Get on the plane, Ebony. You told the man to be here on time, and he failed. Do you want to cry over him in the back of a cop car or on a private jet? The Coltrane is a big boy. He can find his own way out. Some of us care about other people. I care about you. Now you say you care about that baby. You want to give birth in jail? Oh, so now it matters what I want from my baby. I thought you just decided. Is that what this is about? Girl, that was months ago. That's all you have to say. It was you or the baby. What would you have wanted me to do? The same thing I want you to do now. Wait for my husband. You were alone and unconscious in a hospital bed while your husband was on a feeling shit. And who was there to save you? Me. Who is always there to save you. So yes, I did it and I will do it again. Because you are here. Alive. You're welcome. You're a fucking monster. You want to be the only person that I have left. So I don't have a choice. And you don't have to be alone. You want to think of me as the villain because I made the call that saved your life? It's fine. I'll be the villain in a non-extraditable country. There's an APB off me, man. No, he didn't follow the plan. If he had, he'd have been here. I can't leave Coltrane. He never leaves me alone. You're alone without him right now. Leave with me. Wheels up in 5.
Yeah. I need to know what happened before we get to RH. I got there. He was on the ground. No, I don't want you to talk. Just listen. There's a version of this where you're a hero. You came home and found Amos holding Noah hostage. No, he was dead when I died. I said, shut the fuck up, Isaiah. Fine. He was pulled a gun on you. His own son. Whole thing about I did this. He set me up. He's framing me. I told you this is it. He set me up so good. Even you don't believe. Ain't nobody gonna believe you, Isaiah. Unless Miles and the DNA on the body. For most cops, there's only two answers here. You both know you're not gonna let Noah go down for this. I'm an old man. Seconds away from retirement. You could overpower me. No. And what? Going to run for a crime I didn't even commit? I never wanted this for you, Isaiah. The back of a squad car. I didn't kill Nightmare. I'm gonna prove it with or without your help. I just tried to help you. Get in the damn car. Jimmy was being close. Not Jimmy. No. Deputy Chief Holmes. His special request.
You tried to convince me Styles could be captain after you. But even with his arrest record, he's always on the edge, ready to blow. And despite you consistently covering his ass, he finally blew the fuck up.
Oh, come on, Fred. You've known Isaiah for years. And you know he's a good cop. You really think he's behind this?
I think he's behind it, under it, and about to drown in it. And once he does, we can wrap this whole thing up and dump it on his doorstep.
Captain, why Styles in cuffs? Deputy Chief Holmes?
Cruz, I know Styles was your partner. Is that going to be a problem?
No, sir.
I don't want to see any emotion cloud your process here. Get a confession.
Yes, sir.
We got to update the mayor. She better be able to handle it.
Well, Coltrane.
Thought you left. Should have known Charlie wouldn't wait.
She had good reason to leave. We both did. You gave me your word, and now there's an APP out for you.
I was careful of me.
Not careful enough. The police want you in custody.
And that puts us both in danger.
I just need a minute to figure out this move.
No, you had your chance to figure this shit out and be a leader, and you let us here. So we do it my way now. Get in the back, lay down, stay out of sight.
I'm guessing you still don't want to tell me how you knew about the shootout off before it even began.
That had nothing to do with Jameson. I didn't even know he was going to be there.
I don't have a single reason to believe that. Especially since Brinkley saw you hesitate when you had to drop on him.
So you spoke to Brinkley, so he's okay. He's alive. Right? Just tell me he's good.
You don't get to know shit about Brinkley until we get an explanation. Until you tell me why I walked into your house and saw you standing over your father's corpse.
If I wanted to kill Amos, I would have done it in Century City, and it would have been in self-defense. If he had something to say to implicate me in anything, he would be just as dead. There's no reason why I would just let him go. Then lure him back to my own house. Murder him in cold blood in front of my own son. Come on, Cruz.
Oh, I forgot he was swimming.
I did hesitate. Why? I was shocked that my own father was working with Coltrane.
Yo, fam, like, just because you guys believe that Trump is like the literal messiah and that like MAGA is like the cult, like if you go against MAGA, you are a traitor, you're a treason to the country. Not everybody is into that, bro. People vote on their beliefs and values. Y'all vote because y'all are part of a cult. It doesn't matter what Trump does. If Trump goes against everything you believe in, you're gonna ride with Trump. Because if you don't, y'all believe that's treason. He asked this, like, yo, as a serious intellectual, as if this was a hard question. I'm like, what type of human being is this? This was not an impressive showing for PBD at all, bruh. This man got cooked. This man got exposed. I didn't think the highest of PBD before this podcast, but my perception of PBD plummeted after this podcast, bro.
By the way, the big reason the Republican Party will not win over Muslims or Arab Americans in big numbers is because of the racism, Patrick. Fundamentally.
That racism is BS. I don't think
What? You don't think Randy Fine's a racist?
Randy Fine's not my guy.
But he's a Republican in Florida.
No, he's to me.
You don't think Donald Trump is a racist?
Not at all.
When he says to Rashida Tlaib, you should go back to where you came from. She's from Michigan.
If you don't like America, go back.
She's born and raised in Michigan. That's racist, Patrick. When I grew up, you tell someone to go back to where they came from, you start a fight.
If you don't, we're both from the
garbage.
Dude, we're both
racist.
What do you say to some conservatives that are worried about Sharia law making it into America?
I would say, please do not worry. You're being lied to. You're being gaslit. You're being distracted. This is a fake moral panic that's been blown up.
Because it'll never happen, or because Sharia law is not that bad?
Because it's not two different things. Number one, Sharia law is not what you think it is. It's not happening. There's nobody I know who's pushing Sharia law in this country. It's completely fake, and it's being pushed in ridiculous places, not just Texas, Oklahoma, Indiana. Did you see the lieutenant governor of Indiana said recently, we need to hate Islam. It's a demonic religion. Right, and I'm going to fight radical Islam and Sharia. Do you know what the Muslim population of Indiana is? Less than 1%. Like, this is ridiculous fear-mongering.
It has 3x the U.S., I think, in the last 26 years, if I'm not mistaken.
But
Muslim population.
But it's still
not Indiana.
But it's even nationwide. What is it? 1 to 2%.
I want to say 4.5 million.
It's which is
yeah, you're right. It's 1 or 2%. But by the way, you're 3x in 26 years.
When Charlie Kirk gets shot, or one of these right-wing dudes, if they get attacked, the first thing PBD and others will run to their podcast and say, we got to condemn the left got to stop.
Let's chat about the first big AI agent trend for 2026.
Agents for everything.
Their demonization of people on the right.
Stay on protocol. Hi, Maggie? No, she's at the hospital trying to see Troy. Yes.
Did you say something?
It's our fourth sister.
Oh.
Melissa. She and Dion have twin girls from me.
They're the reason why political violence is at an all-time high. So you guys understand somehow how rhetoric vilifying people can somehow lead to violence, but don't understand how if you come on your show and you tell your audience week in, week out that Muslims are the villains, that Muslims are coming here to take over the country, that they're coming here to make Sharia law like supreme, that these Muslims are going to destroy America, they're like evading America. You don't seem to understand how that rhetoric could lead to violence among Muslims, right? You don't understand how that rhetoric could be the very cause why mosques are getting shot up in this country. These people are absolutely evil, but it's beyond listen, if they were actually saying this and believed in it, then I would 100% say, you know what? That's a little better than not believing in this, simply saying this because you're grifting to your white supremacist audience. Because you're causing a lot of harm with rhetoric that you don't even believe in. That's like the rappers rapping about doing drugs and they don't do drugs. And they're convincing their 14-year-old audience and their kid audience to do drugs when they themselves don't even do drugs. That's a little worse than a rapper rapping about his real life, about doing drugs and actually doing drugs. Now, bro, Mighty trying to get PBD to understand this. He just ain't I can't say he didn't. He understood exactly what Mehdi was saying, but he couldn't concede this point because his white supremacist audience was watching.
Okay. It's not like you're not doing a good job. You're growing.
Please let's not talk in this demonizing way about Muslim communities being a threat to you, because it has real world consequences. We just saw in San Diego, a mosque was attacked by 2 Nazi teenagers who shot and killed 3 people, including the security guard, who had 8 kids. Police say he was a hero, saved 100 kids in that mosque, in the school, right? Murdered by 2 guys. Do you read their manifesto? The line about Muslims is really scary because they say, we don't hate Muslims. We hate Islam. We hate the invasion of our country. That is rhetoric that you hear in right-wing media. That is rhetoric that you hear in the House of Representatives. That is what you hear from Randy Fine. That is what you hear from Republicans. That is what you hear in America. So that is not just some Nazi shooter. That is mainstream rhetoric that is being mainstreamed on the right, and has real-world consequences. I've seen some of your shows. You've talked about Muslims praying in Times Square, that being some kind of threat. I would say just have a sense of what the real-world consequences of our rhetoric can be. Words have consequences. Crazy people out there can pick up weapons and think Muslims are coming to take over my country. For example, you did a show recently, or not recently, I looked it up because I knew we were going to talk about Islam here. You have a show on YouTube called Islam's Hidden Threat to the West.
Mhm.
You have another headline, Will Muslims Run America in 30 Years? But you have to understand, people get this in their feeds, in their social media all the time. Are you telling me that people are not going to start, if they hear Micah Beckwith of Indiana say Islam is a demonic religion, and then they hear guests on your show saying Islam's a threat to the West, and they hear Randy Fine saying Sharia law is taking over America, you don't think two Nazi teenagers with guns are going to go, well, I'm going to go deal with this mosque down my street? You're telling me there's no link between that?
Yeah.
Come on. I'm talking about incitement. When you say Muslims, are they going to run America in 30 years? Of course not. We're 1% of the population.
I don't think so. No,
when you say Islam is a threat to the West, oh, come on, 1% of the population.
By 2050, you guys are going to be the biggest population in the world. You guys make 2.9
But not in America. Not in America. But look at the rhetoric that Nazis used about Jews in 1920s, 30s. These people are aliens. They are parasites. They're leeching off our state. The rhetoric is, no, it's very similar. So this is a myth that Muslims don't love America, and their families are worried for their safety right now.
Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think? What are you guys' opinion on this PBD and Mahdi Hassan situation? If you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, click on this video right here to find out how Shannon Sharpe allegedly got exposed today for